Good morning to all of you. So we are going through Young's double slit experiment, and we have seen the resultant amplitude of two waves coming from coherent sources, which is A equal to under root A1 square plus A2 square to A1 A2 cos phi, and the resultant intensity at the point is I equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 under root I1 I2 cos phi. Condition for constructing difference is the path reference is n lambda, where n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. And destructing difference, path difference is 2n minus 1 lambda by n equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. So depending upon the path difference, we are getting maximum intensity and minimum intensity on the screen. So maximum intensity and minimum intensity, path reference is n lambda, maximum intensity and minimum intensity, path reference is 2n minus 1 lambda by 2. These are very two important points. So now we are going to find out the locations of the bright regions, dark region. These bright regions are called bright bands or bright fringes. Dark regions are called dark fringes or dark bands. We are going to find out the positions on the screen from the center, and we can also find out what is the thickness. For that, again we are recalling Young's double slit experiment arrangement. You have monochromatic source of light S. S1 and S2 are two slits. They are equidistant from S, so there is no path difference. The distance between the two sources S1 and S2 is marked as point B, and you can take it as O in the center. Point of the coherent sources S1 and S2 are the coherent. We are going to place a screen. A screen is placed at a capital D distance from the coherent sources. So if you draw a normal from O to the screen, on this point as C, see the center of the screen. Take any points P on the screen. Okay, this is the point P on the screen. The point P can be bright region or dark region depending upon the path reference between the waves coming from S1 and S2. One wave is coming from S1 reaching here, another wave is coming from S2 and reaching the point P. Which wave is traveling more distance? Let's together.
Sir, S2P.
Okay, the distance from that means the wave from S2 is traveling more distance and it is reaching the point P. So they are not traveling the same distance, they are traveling different distance. So there is a path difference. So what is the path difference here? Difference between the two sources is equal to S2P minus S1P. You want to find out what is this path difference in terms of the given. You are familiar the distance between S1 and S2 and being the scale. So this is the center point. Half distance will be equal to D by 2. This half distance is equal to D by 2. And take the point P on the screen, say at a distance X. The point P on the screen is at a distance X from the center. Draw perpendiculars from S1. S1 you can mark this point as X and from here S2, that is Y. Draw perpendiculars from S1 and S2 to the screen, X and Y mark. So we are going to find out what is S2. You can see the triangle here. S2YP is a right angle triangle. S2YP. So triangle S2YP is a right angle triangle. You can find out what is S2P. S2P square equal to S2P square is equal to S2Y square plus YP square. What is S2 to Y? That is the distance of screen. What is Y? What is Y distance? From here to here, the distance is X. From here to here, the distance is B by 2 half of coherent sources. So this is X plus B by 2 whole square. S2P square. You are able to find out path from S2P minus S1P. S2 YP triangle we are taking. So S2P square equal to S2 YP square plus YP square. YP square means from here to here distance plus from here to here distance. From here to here is X and this is Y. So X plus D by 2 whole square. You can take a D from here outside. D I am taking outside. So D square takes outside. So 1 plus X plus D by 2 by D the whole square. This is S2P square. What will be S2P? Therefore, S2P is equal to under root D square under root will be D itself. The remaining thing is that 1 plus X plus D by 2 by D the whole square upon half. This part will be less than 1. We can expand this binomially as 1 plus X to the power n. Binomial expansion 1 plus X to the power n and 1 plus nx if X is larger than 1. So expanding here, S2 is equal to D 1 plus. Now will be coming here now X plus D by 2 by D plus 1. This is S2P. So from the geometry, we can calculate the distance traveled by the coherent wave from S2 to point P on the screen. Similarly, S1P can be calculated. S1P, only difference will be there, the triangle S1 XP triangle will be there. S1P square equal to S1 X square plus XP square. So this way, here it will be, this distance is X minus D by 2 whole square. Minus sign will be coming at X minus D by 2 whole square. Exactly same way. So we are not going to calculate further. Right. Similarly, S1P equal to D will be power 1 plus half exactly. Instead of plus, it will be X minus D by 2 by 3. So what is the path difference? Take the difference. Simplify them. So path difference is equal to this is the geometry of the diagram. Path difference is equal to S2P minus S1P. D common from here, sitting outside. 1 plus half X plus D by 2 by D whole square minus 1. Then minus half X minus D by 2 by D the whole square. 1 cancel. And here D the square will be coming outside as 1 D by D. D square by D will be D denominator. 1 by D. D square will be here, D square 1 D cancel. So remaining we are getting it as X plus D by 2 whole square minus X minus D by 2 whole square. This is A plus B whole square minus A minus B whole square. A plus B whole square minus A minus B whole square. That will be 4AB. So therefore from here the path difference is equal to 1 upon 2D into 4AB 4A X into D by 2. So 2 cancel from here. This is equal to simply next point by capital B. This is S2P minus S1P. This is very, very important here. In the Young's double result experiment, we have calculated the path difference. What is the path difference between the waves in reaching the point P from S1 and S2? Yeah, equation. You are saying that the wave is traveling more distance in reaching the point P. S2P minus S1P. What is the equation for that? X into small d divided by capital P. X is the distance of the point P from the center of the screen. And capital D the distance of the screen from the coherent sources, and small d the distance between the coherent sources. So three things are there in the calculation of path difference. So path difference is given by in this equation. So this is the way how to find out path difference. Path difference is given by from the geometry. So your path difference is also remember S2P minus S1P is the path difference. That is equal to X into small d divided by capital D. Very important one. Where X is the distance of the point P from the center of the screen and small d is the point and capital D. So depending upon the position of the point, path difference changes, and we are going to find out the position of bright regions on the screen. So positions of bright region, positions of bright bands, or we call it as ranges. For constructive interference, we have seen the path difference, the already called path difference would be equal to n lambda. Yesterday I see that. Where n value equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. But path difference equation already written. दोनों equate करेंगे. This is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. So equating 1 and 2. X small d divided by capital equal to n lambda, where x is the position on the screen from the center. X is equal to n lambda capital D by small d. So this gives you the different positions of the bright region on the screen from the center. Center of the screen mark किया मैंने यहाँ पे C. Next. See the center of the screen and the point is here P, which is at a distance small x from the center. So x is equal to n lambda by d. So when n equal to 0, we get x ka value is equal to 0. That when x is equal to 0, it will be at center. At center of the screen itself, it is called center bright band. B, center bright band. N equal to 1, x1 equal to lambda d by d. This is the first bright band from the center. What is the distance for the first bright band from the center? Lambda d by d. N equal to second bright band, lambda d by d. This is called second bright band. Etc. For n bright band, x n equal to n lambda d by d. Direct numericals you will get. Direct numericals you will get. What is the distance of the fifth bright band from the center? You have to put 5 lambda d by d. So these are the distances on the screen where you get bright regions from the center. 0, then for next one is lambda d by d. Next one is 2 lambda d by d, 3 lambda d by d, and lambda d by d. And in between 2, there is a gap. In that gap, you will find out a dark region. So what is the width of the dark region? Width of the dark region is the distance between 2 consecutive bright bands. That we call it as bandwidth. That we call it as a bandwidth or fringe width. What is the width of that? So next point in this. So a dark region is there in between 2 bright regions. The distance between, that means the difference between the distances of 2 bright regions will give you the width of a dark region. So how we are going to find out that? So these are the positions of bright region on the screen. Very important. And lambda capital D upon small d denominator. So width of a dark region. Width of dark band. We call it as a band width. Direct numerical band width represented by letter beta is equal to, you can write x2 minus x1, x3 minus x2, any xn minus xn minus 1. x2 the distance is 2 lambda d by d minus lambda d by d. So width of a band is lambda d. We say this lesson. Very, very important equation. In interference, what is the width of a dark region? Beta is equal to lambda d by d, which is same as the width of the bright region on the we'll explain. So it is independent of the number which one, whether the the first one, second one, third one, all are of same width, lambda capital D by small d equation to. So these are the positions of the bright region. Next point, what are the positions of the dark regions in the interference pattern? Very, very important. So next point I am going to explain here. Positions of the dark region. For dark region positions of dark bands. For destructive interference path difference, yesterday we are saying it is equal to 2n minus 1 lambda by 2, where n equal to 1 to 3. Or integral multiple of the wavelength. This we are derived from the equation. But path reference, यहाँ से always देते हैं in terms of their geometrical values. So equation 1, equation number 2, from equation 1 and 2, x small d by capital D. So the path reference हमेशा from the geometry and 2n minus 1 lambda by 2 z. So you will get the position of x here. X का meaning है position of dark band. So x is equal to 2n minus 1 lambda capital D by 2. So here x stands for positions of dark band. So I just put a dash sign here to recognize x dash. So this is the equation. X dash is equal to 2n minus 1 lambda d by 2t. Here you have to remember, and the value start from 1, 2, 3, 6. When I put n equal to 1, you will get first dark band position. Where it will be? X1 dash. It will be equal to half value. This is half lambda d by d. When n equal to, we get second dark band. So it will be x2 dash is equal to 2, 4 minus 1, 3 by 2 lambda d by d. Similarly, what will be the third dark band position? Where will be the third dark band? First one half lambda d by d, second 3 by 2 lambda d by d, the third one का position क्या रहेंगे? नचिकेता. See the order. Half, then one add किया 3 by 2, one add करना है. It will be equal to 5 by 2 lambda d by d, etc. So equation यहाँ पे use कर सकते हैं. Direct numericals. What will be the position of fifth dark band from the center? Fifth dark band. Equation फिर बताओ. Fifth dark band. N equal to 5 लगाना है.
9 by 2.
N is 5, n minus 1, 9 by 2 lambda d by d. Plus these are the locations on the screen. You will get what? Dark band. In between two dark band, you will find a bright band. So distance between two consecutive dark bands will give you the width of a bright band. Then we call it as bandwidth. So you can take the difference between second minus first. So what is the width of a bright band? So here are the width of a bright band. PB. Again represented by x2 dash minus x1 dash equal to 3 by 2 lambda capital D by D minus half lambda capital D. 1 and half minus half 1. So it is equal again lambda D by D. So this is the width of a bright band. So whether it is a bright band or dark band, they are of equal width, lambda capital D by small d. So you have to prove in the interference pattern so that dark and bright bands are of equal width. So on the screen, we get interference pattern at the center. You are getting bright region, n lambda में bright region मिलेगा, n lambda, 2n minus lambda by 2 में you get the dark regions. We are seeing the locations on the screen. So interference pattern consists of center of the screen, bright region followed by alternate dark and bright region of equal width on either side. Now I am going to say equal width because bright and dark are of equal width, lambda capital D by D. This is called bandwidth. If I plot the intensity pattern, this was about to plot the intensity pattern of interference with path difference. So on the screen, what do you have? N lambda, or that is the maximum path difference, 12 minus 1 lambda by 2. For minimum, these points are very important. Yeah. Intensity pattern. We plot the intensities. Intensity is here. Intensity is plotting 0, marking the path difference lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda, of max intensities on either side, lambda and 3 lambda. Maximum intensities. And subca intensity will be same. This is the center. And in between, here we get lambda by 2. 2n minus 1 lambda by 2 path difference. 3 lambda by 2. Here. 5 lambda by 2. These are the positions of the minimum on either side. So starting from 0, lambda maximum, 2 lambda maximum, 3 lambda maximum, 4 lambda. In between, lambda by 2 minimum, 3 lambda by 2 5. Distance, path difference, 2n minus 1 lambda by 2. So maximum will be answer minimum आ गया, again close to maximum, lambda by maximum. Then again minimum 3 lambda by 2, again 2 lambda by maximum. Then again minimum 5 lambda, again go to maximum at 3 lambda. So this is the way it goes. So these are the maximum intensity shadings. This on one side, same thing we will repeat here on left side. So here it is minimum and it's going to again. Again minimum and going to maximum. Again minimum going to maximum. And this is the pattern of interference variation intensity with path difference. Draw intensity pattern. All are of same intensity. All bright bands are of same intensity and all dark bands are of same intensity and all are of same width. So this is your interference Young's double slit experiment. Next important point is, suppose they are not coherent sources. So intensity pattern, permanent pattern of Young's interference pattern is obtained only from what coherent sources. That is the most important condition. And the distance of travel should not be too large. Suppose they are not coherent, incoherent. Suppose lights are coming same frequency, same wavelength, but they are coming from different sources, independent sources. So the phase difference may not be constant. If phase difference is continuously changing, 0 degree, 90 degree, 30 degree, 0 degree, like this is continuously changing, then what will happen to the pattern on the screen? Will you be able to see interference pattern or what is going to happen on the screen? That we call it as incoherent addition or superposition. So next point is that incoherent addition. Incoherent addition of these. Two ways are there. Incoherent addition. So here we are discussing mainly the two important points here. Intensity equation we are writing. I equal to I1 plus I2 plus under I1 I2. Suppose both sources are I1 and taking the same as I2 that is equal to I0. These are the intensities coming from two sources. Suppose they are equal. So the resultant intensity is I0 plus I0 plus 2 under root I0 cos. So this is equal to 2 I0 plus 2 I0 cos phi. So 2 I0 बाहर लेके आ सकते हैं 1 plus cos phi. This is the resultant intensity. 1 plus cos phi you can change in terms of cos 2 theta. So how will you change 1 plus cos theta in terms of cos 2 theta? It will be equal to I0 into 2 cos square theta pi by 2. So resultant intensity I equal to 4 I0 cos square pi by 2. So this is a special case. You have to remember this. A 4 I0 cos square pi by 2. The intensity, if you are taken I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I0. Now next important point. If the phase difference is continuously changing in coherent sources, then phi will be changing. So in that case, if phi changes continuously with time, we have to take the average value of the intensity, average value of cos square phi by 2. Cos square phi by 2 average value over a complete cycle is half value 4 I naught into half. This value is half. You can integrate 0 to 2 pi divided 2 pi total negative getting half. So this is equal to I naught. So the average intensity is 2 I naught, which is the sum of I naught plus I naught. So actually, you will not see any interference. If the phase difference is continuously changing, just like in the case of incoherent sources, then we will not see an interference pattern. Instead, an average intensity of 2 I naught will be used. So if the sources are incoherent, we observe an average intensity. So the intensity simply add up. So we will not see any interference from coherent sources. If you have separate sources, you cannot see. So this was asked in the board examination. Suppose you are getting S1 and S2 are two separate sources, independent sources, and they are separated by dB distance apart. What will happen on the screen? You will see interference. Why? Explain. They are independent sources, so independent sources cannot be coherent because their phase difference will be continuously varying. If the phase difference is continuously varying, you get the average intensity on the screen, which is equal to 2 I naught, that is the sum of two sources. So that is not possible. Next point, we'll find out what is the angular separation or angular width in interference. Again, this is the important point for your numericals. Angular width or angular separation for any maximum or minimum. What angle if you observe? Find first maximum or second maximum. How to find it? And see the diagram of this. S1 and S2 coherent sources. And screen is here. This is the center. O, draw center to this one, perpendicular C, the center of the screen. Suppose P is a point representing first maximum, first bright band. You observe from here, first bright. What angle you can see that? That is called angular width or angular separation. So first bright band here you can see the pattern. Here center maximum. So first bright band, there is the location of first bright band. So that you are going to find out location. So D is the distance and X is the position of first bright band. You can take it as first bright band. X is the distance. So if theta is very small, tan theta equal to, you can write it as X by D. Equation number 1. Tan theta equal to X by D. Theta is considered very small. This is from the geometry. But the position of X, you can recognize it as the first position. Equation for bright band. X is equal to n lambda capital D by small d. N equal to 1. X का value is equal to lambda d by. Equation number. Substitute here. Equation number 1 becomes. What is the angular separation of the first bright band? Is equal to lambda capital D by small d divided by. We are getting as capital D. So theta is equal to lambda divided by. So this is angular separation, lambda divided by d, and it is independent of the distance of the screen. Many times repeated in the board examination. If you move screen here and there, what happens to the angular separation? That width, angular width. So what angle you are to see? First one, दूसरा angle में second right one देख सकते हो, दूसरा angle में third. So when you are moving here toward right or left, this theta will be remaining for any particular one. There will be no change for that. This was asked. So the question was like this: how would the angular separation of indifferent fringes in Young's double slit experiment change when the distance of separation between the slits and the screen is doubled? Nothing is going to happen. The screen distance is doubled. Nothing is going to happen for theta because theta is given by lambda by d. It depends upon the distance between the coherent. So these are the various points in Young's double slit experiment, positions of maxima and minima conditions, and practice the numerical for this. Thank you.